Well, hello everybody. My name is Dave Robbins, and I'm the program chair or the program director for the Masters in Journalism. So I'm just going to take you through a little bit of info about the program and things you might need to know if you're considering applying. Well, a bit like Madeline's master's program, where we kind of work out of and are part of the School of Communications in DCU, which is the number one ranked school for communications and media studies in Ireland. And it's ranked in the top 200 in the world. And you might wonder, what are those rankings based on? Student experience is one of the metrics. There's also a lot about how much research the different staff in these schools publish, and the international nature of the faculty, staff, and the students. In the case of our MA in journalism here, our staff are very research active. We're working on media policy around kind of pluralism of ownership, media regulation, funding of media, public service media like RTE. And there's quite a lot, there's a couple of research projects going on in the school around disinformation online, and also research on journalism. I suppose the demographics of journalism and the working lives of journalism. We've also kind of got a research specialism in environmental communications and journalism, and politics and communication. So you'd be kind of being taught by lecturers in your classes who are also active researchers. So the stuff you're learning in class is very current. Well, that's the kind of school environment. The journalism part of the school, it's the leading journalism postgrad course in the country. It's been going for about 40 years. So as with the MSc-PR, we've got a huge network of alumni out there. Most of the leading journalists working in Irish news organisations are DCU graduates. A lot of the staff working on the programme are also working. So we've got kind of practitioner, professors of practice, as they're sometimes called, teaching in class. We've just spent a lot of money on upgrading our TV studio. We've 2 radio studios. We've a lot of multimedia equipment, video cameras, mobile journalism, audio equipment. So there's a lot of toys for you guys to play with, basically, if you were to get a place on the MA in journalism. Likewise, with Madeline's program, we do run an intra-placement for 2 months in the summer, where students are placed in media organisations, and it's a really valuable jumping off point or starting point for developing a career in journalism. A lot of our graduates tend to get work or freelance opportunities arising out of their intra-placement. And you've also got a chance to kind of build a bit of a journalism portfolio through the College View newspaper, which went online during COVID. It used to be a print publication as well. And that's a chance for you to kind of work as an editor or a feature writer or a reporter and have your work published. So what is the course like? We've recently kind of revamped the program to gather a lot of the practical skills-based modules, about how to write a news report and how to write a feature article and so on, into 2 kind of skills mega modules worth 15 credits each. So in semester 1, you'll learn about news writing and reporting, feature writing. And in semester 2, it'll be more digital focused, so audio and video journalism. in each of those ones, in the one in semester 2 and the one in semester 2, we do news days, which are day-long newsroom simulations. So it's like you're working in a real newsroom and producing a news product at the end of the day. So in addition to those kind of skill-based, how to do journalism, we have a lot of offerings to understand, the role of journalism in different contexts. So more the why of journalism as well. You have a dissertation or a practical journalism project due in June, and then you would go on your intra-placement in July and August, very like the setup in Madeline's program. The dissertation can be a kind of standard academic type social science research dissertation, or it can be a practical project, a piece of journalism, a series of feature articles, maybe a TV documentary or a radio documentary or a photo journalism essay. Just looking, I'm not going to go through each of the modules, but you get a sense of, so we have 2 core modules in each semester. In semester 1, it's the news writing and reporting one, with these different elements of news reporting, feature writing, news days, and master classes are where we have guest speakers in to talk about different aspects of journalism. And then we have kind of research and sources for journalists. And then you pick 15 credits. You could pick 3 5-credit modules, but most students go for a 10 and a 5-credit module across these other aspects of where journalism fits into different aspects of society, whether it's politics, whether it's climate change, whether it's science and health, or politics and business, or peace and conflict. So there's one there that I teach in climate change and the media, which is quite popular with MA students. So in a lot of these, you would be mixed in with students doing other master's programs as well. So you get to meet a different cohort and people who are interested in different things. So you're not always with your own class group all the time. In semester 2, then again, we have this skills-based mega module, as we call them, with radio and video journalism, the master classes element again, and the news days. In this case, you would be doing 2 radio news days where you produce a radio news bulletin at the end of the day. And so you'd be going out with your Zoom recorder and putting together audio packages. And then for the TV ones, you'll be producing an evening news bulletin, with the TV presenter, packages and live interviews from the TV studio. Media law and ethics. The core ones are kind of, the basic things that you need to do to work as a journalist. And then the other more optional modules, again, 15 credits from that range of modules about, media's role in these different contexts, about disinformation, information manipulation, gender perspectives on the media, and a couple of more practical ones like international news international news gathering, photojournalism, and journalism opportunities and innovation is kind of looking at where the news business is going in the future. Then you finish up around April time, and you have a few months to work on your dissertation, due at the end of June before you start your intra. Again, you'll have a supervisor appointed to you around January time, and you work with them. They will read drafts of your work and give you feedback, and then you submit at the end of June. What happens to you when you graduate? Well, a lot of people continue to work with the organization that they've got an intra-placement with. They go on to work in the major news organizations in Ireland, such as RTE, Virgin Media, Bauer Media, which owns News Talk and Today FM, the Independent Group, the Journal. Some go on to be, making content, video or text content for corporate companies, Some go to work in public relations and strategic communications. Some end up working as kind of media advisors or media kind of content creators for political parties or for candidates or political politicians. Some go into NGOs where they do I suppose campaigning journalism on different issues that they'd use their news gathering skills for that kind of work. And then others taking their digital skills go into production in film, TV and radio. And the photo there of all those very happy students is from the Media Production Society, which is one of the clubs and SOCs in DCU. It's a very active one, and it gives you the opportunity to hone your media production, your video recording, editing, audio recording, editing skills as part of that society. So I'm going to stop sharing there and just talk to you a little bit about did I stop sharing? Yeah, a little bit about the entry requirements. So again, you need a 2.2 in your primary degree to be eligible to apply. We ask you to send a sample of something you've published or a sample of your writing, either journalism or creative writing. It can be published or unpublished, and a letter explaining why you want to study journalism at DCU. So it's a little more of an involved application process. You need a transcript of your undergrad results, you need a sample of your writing, and you need this kind of letter, cover letter, kind of explaining why you want to apply. There are around 25 to 30 people. There are 30 people in this year's class. It wouldn't go any higher than that, so entry is quite competitive. It's quite an international class, so I'd say about 2/3 of the students in this year's class are from Ireland, but the rest are quite international. Some from India, a couple from the States, a couple from other countries in Europe. And because it is quite intensive and you're doing a lot of work together, in these newsroom simulations, it's quite, bonding in a way. The students get to know each other quite well, and there's quite a kind of team spirit and ethos to the whole thing. So I think I'll leave it there. If you've got any questions about the MA in journalism, I'd be happy to see if I can answer them.